Hey, it's Dee, the Frustrated Gardener. Welcome back. I am in my garden again. It is Monday, September 2nd, Labor Day, and I am off today. So I'm doing a few things outside, and I came down real quick and had to clean up a little bit in this area. But and I wanted to show you, last Sunday, a week ago yesterday, I had you all down here, showed you I had planted some beans and showed you my tomatoes and my stripped pepper plants. So today, it's been 8 days, so a little over a week, and I wanted to show you what has happened down here. And we're still hot, we're still in the drought. A few areas have had rain in the San Antonio area, but up here where we are, we have not had rain yet. We're north of San Antonio, but I think they get the Gulf water moisture, and so they get a little, believe it or not, I think they get a little more rain than we do. So anyway, let me show you what's going on today in my garden. I think you're going to, I think you're going to be impressed. Well, here we are. And as you can tell, let me back up just a little. I've cleaned up along the outside. I also went in and picked up all of the soaker hoses, got them all unattached and put away. So let's go in and see what's happening inside. The green beans, I have not pulled them. I think I'm going to try to collect some seeds because these were from my dad, and I'm trying to maybe get some seeds to harvest. To the left, I have just thrown in some zinnia seeds. So today is, like I said earlier, Monday, September 2nd. So let's remember that, and we'll see how they've done through the week, and I'll bring you back down next week and show you. My pepper plants, remember how they were stripped last week? Look at all the new growth that has come on. This is a jalapeno, and he's been stripped before and came back. This, I believe, is a red bell and new leaves coming out on it. A yellow bell back here, and look at the new leaves. And this one over here, no new leaves yet, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, so we'll see. On this side, my tomatoes are still hanging in there, and I'm just trying to see if I can get them to limp along until we get some cool weather. This morning I got up and it was 70, so that was cool. That felt really good. But look at the green beans. This has been 8 days. Sorry, you're going to hear some traffic. Apparently, something's going on with the water main down the street from just right down my to the left of my driveway. But anyway, but look at these green beans popped up. These are just 8 days planted. And these are bush beans. And they've just all come up. So I'm very excited about that. Not all have come up, but they've come up. And it's been 8 days, so I couldn't be happier. So anyway, I've got some other jobs I'm going to be showing you, and so, but I did want to just step in and show you how everything is looking down here, and I'm kind of very happy with it. We'll be talking in a little bit about changes in plans. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Okay, I'm going to take you to my next job. Hey, I'm back. I had to run to the house and get me a hat. Sun's getting a little intense, and I'm covered. I wear sunscreen clothing, so but I really sometimes forget to put my hats on until it's a little too late, and then my face has gotten really badly sunburned. So anyway, my next job that I want to talk about is putting water drip bags on my new trees. So let me show you what I'm talking about there, and we'll get this job done. So this is the area in front of the chicken area, and the elephant garden. And we had planted these, they're called cedar elm trees. And you can see this one is burnt, kind of getting burnt. Probably should have done this a month or two ago. But this is, and I'm sure everybody has seen them, the drip bags that you zip around your tree and it drips water. So I'm going to put one on this tree. And then the other one we planted is up here in Elephant Garden, and I will take you up there and show you that one. As you can tell, everything is just brown and crunchy. We've lost a few plants because we don't have any water over in this area. However, this tree, planted at the same time, has gotten less water and it's doing really pretty good. So I don't know, and I know there's not more dirt here, so I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, it's going to get a drip bag also. This fall or winter, once it cools down, I will be back down here working on Elephant Garden a little bit more. But everything is just so dry. All this needs to be weed eated out now. Those are all wildflowers that have died, and it's time. So, and I've got some wildflowers over there that I need to clean out. So things need to be cleaned up, but honestly, it's still just too hot. But then let me get this job done putting these drip bags on, and I'll get back with you on it. Okay, one tree done. Put everything back up around it. So hopefully it will drip and water it, and the trees will thrive. The lavender needs some watering. I'm going to do that here in a little bit. This is an old hackberry tree. I know I'm protecting an old hackberry, but they do give good shade, and once they get going, the deer doesn't bother them. But anyway, run into a little bit of a snag. Working on the second tree here. The water company is working over the hill there, if you can see that. And they have slowed my water to a trickle. So I've been out here for a while trying to get this bag to fill. So let's see. Yeah, so it's taken a while. Okay, so I will bring you back when I get this done, and we may look at some other things. Well, while I'm waiting for my tree bag to fill with the trickle of water, I thought I would sit down here under the pergola by the water feature and just kind of talk. Sorry, that's my finger. I can't find my selfie stick. So anyway, you're getting my hand. Talk about some changes that we're pretty sure is going to happen. So we've talked about building orchard house, the guest house up by my orchard where my old vegetable garden was. And we've put it off for 3 years. You know, we've trying to save every dime we can so we don't have to get a huge loan to do it. But his mother is the main reason we're building it, because she's in her late 80s, excuse me, and she lives alone in Alabama, and we love it that she's independent. She still has all of her clubs that she goes to. She's very social, but we know that if she, you know, lives long enough, she's not going to be able to live alone forever. So we're trying to prepare for that. But because she's not in a big hurry to move to Texas from Alabama, we've just been kind of putting it off, and putting it off. So we have decided we are going to build, but we're going to build something that we can also enjoy. Instead of having just a little guest house stuck up where my garden used to be and nobody really using it until we have company coming, we've decided we're going to build something that we can enjoy also. So our plan now has changed to we're going to build a pool house slash guest house, and have some outdoor living area that we can enjoy out by the pool also. So as that comes along, and I'll show you the spot where what we're going to do and what we're thinking, but that's where we're going now. So with that being said, I'm moving my garden back up to where my garden was. This was a great experiment, but number one, it wasn't big enough to really mess with. It was just a lot of work and a lot of energy for very little produce out of it. So I'm going to keep it. We're not going to tear it down, but I've decided that because I like cut flowers in the house, that I'll do a winter garden there, because we're not going to put the garden back probably during the winters when we'll work on it. But the next spring I will sow flowers and grow flowers for cutting just for me. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And you know, like I told him, it is a good distance from our house, and it's a long walk from our house down the hill, and then I have to come back up the hill and I pull a wagon. And you know, I said, you know, when I'm 70, I'm going to still want to be gardening, and I won't be gardening down there. It's going to be too hard. Sorry I'm shaking you so much. Like I said, I don't have my stick. I'm just holding you with my hand. So, but anyway, that's the little update on that. And I will be talking more about that, but I've got to go check that water in the bag. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I am back. The water company is working on our water lines, and I don't have any water right now to finish my little project that I was working on. So I thought, you know, while I was waiting for it to come back on, that I would just show you the update of the front yard garden that we put in this summer, early summer. It is coming along very nicely. You can see he's had the water hose out too. I feel like we're constant watering. We do not have an irrigation system, nor do we have drip irrigation or anything. We have water hoses and sprinklers. So we work very hard to keep everything alive that we want alive. So let me just take you up. Some of the barrels are doing okay. Some of the things the deer did eat that they were not supposed to eat, but they did. But this time of year, when it's this dry and this hot, they will eat just about anything. We also are having a little rodent problem with an armadillo. So I think he's getting in between the slats or under the slats, but I'm not sure. So these are doing okay, not brilliantly, but they're doing okay. I love this lemon lantana. I just love those precious little blooms. But as you can see, the echinacea is, I've got a dead head of my guess. So anyway, let's go in and we will see how everything is growing. It's very nice and green in here. And let me just start. This is where the fence is, and I've just taken my shoes off because I love walking in the grass. My trailing roses that I bought and planted them, I think, in June, and they were just a stick, but I've got 4 of them. Hopefully they go over the trellises. This is a sweet almond, and oh, it's doing oh so wonderful, and it smells delicious. Some plumbago, a knockout rose, just some. I love how my potato vine, my sweet potato vine, is just going. It all looks real good. I don't know what happened to that one plant up there. I did water it and fed it the other day. Maybe it was the wrong fertilizer. But anyway, our grass is green here because we have the water hose and the sprinkler. We do not have irrigation, so we do it the old-fashioned way. My airplane plant. And then on this side, everything's looking really good. And honestly, you all, I am not one that knows the names of all my plants. I know a few of them, but I don't know all of them. I do a plumbago. That's one of my favorites. I've got a little vine going up. Little dragonfly on whatever that plant is. This area I have to fill in. I haven't really planted anything over here yet. It's just been too hot. So as the season cools, I will fill it in. Another knockout rose, and these are the other two climbing roses. And isn't this lovely? He has it barricaded to keep that armadillo out. But it's not keeping it out because it's still coming in and digging up everything. Here's my passion vine. I do know what that is. I do not know what he is. He wilts all the time. A friend of mine gave him to me, and he just, and asparagus fern. I do have it planted in the ground, but I'll dig it up before winter. And another plumbago. The Nandinas are crazy. They hide our huge slab. All of our homes down here are built on cement slabs. And let me just kind of peek in here and I'll show you. So if you can see, that's just concrete. So big slabs of concrete, depending on what your topography is. You'll have a higher slab like in the back. Our slab's not as thick as that. So anyway, my husband's Alabama Roll Tide. They played yesterday, first game, and they won, and so he was very happy. And then just a little bit of a mess going on here, and then we're back around to the front. Let me go ahead and update you on the front porch. I have my potting soil. I've been repotting a few things, but everything is as it always is up here. It's nice and cool up here in the shade. Well, not cool, but not miserable as it is out in that sun. And then back down. I mean, it's September 2nd, like I said earlier, and I don't have any fall decorations out. You know, it's 100, going to be 100 today, and, you know, that doesn't feel like fall to me. So, anyway, I will do a little more updating as the day goes on. Okay, I'll see you in just a minute. Well, I guess I'm going to update later on. I have some chores I need to do, but I have no water, and so it's hot, and I need to go in and do laundry, but I have no water. So I'm sitting here on the back porch just listening to the waterfall, and I thought I might show you what the backyard looks like now in full summer of September 2nd. And kind of talk to you about what we're going to do. So let me show you that, and then I will call this video good. Okay, let me turn you around. So we had the kids out yesterday, and there's the speaker still sitting outside. The hibiscus are doing good. Of course, you know, we keep them watered and everything. I have an umbrella over here to kind of shade these plants. Believe it or not, my lemon bushes were getting just cooked and everything was getting scorched. So I put them in some shade. And I've got lemons hanging. Not a whole lot, but I do have some. And then all of the tomatoes that I had in pots. Yeah, we got tomatoes off of them, but I think they've seen their end, so I'm going to take them down. If you watched a video I did a couple months ago on my solar oven, which I use all the time, and I was cooking up here, and everything looks so beautiful and lush, and that's what they look like. I do not water them. I do not know what flower they are. They are a nuisance flower. They are one thing that I am so sorry I ever planted, and this will all be torn out. We are going to be building the guest house back here. I just love my waterfall. So all of this, I'm hoping we can keep my redbud tree. But I think we're going to go out this way and have it on the other side of the fence. Get rid of the honeysuckle, the esperanza, going through the weeds, my fig tree that has just suffered so greatly. My son started oak trees from acorns, so I have got those. This one has grown a foot. I meant to show him that yesterday when he was out. The other little one up there hasn't done much. And then this one's done really well too. My mother gave me a little start from her house in West Virginia of this Althea or a Rosa Sharon. It's going to stay. I think everything else, I'm going to try to transplant my pomegranate back up into my garden area. The poor thing, it's been transplanted. It'll be twice now. But all of this is going to be hardscape. We're going to do flagstone. We're not going to have any grass over here. And we're going to have the guest house just on the other side of that fence down. I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, the redbud can stay, but I'm doubtful. So, but if not, that's okay. We've made our decision, and I think that's what we're going to do. So that's where we are. All of this is going to be cleaned up and taken care of, and it will be less watering. All of these will come out. I will keep the shrubs on the other side of the fence just for privacy. And then, of course, the house on the back side will give us privacy. Now, the loquat trees. They give us some good shade right there. They also give us some wonderful privacy. But they are the messiest trees I have ever seen in my life. So I believe those are going to go also. We are going to cement, do the hardscape, pool decking, whatever you want to call it, and then build some type of privacy fence on that side with some type of little cover. So that's where we are. We, like I said, we had the kids out yesterday, so I've got some cleanup to do, but it's kind of the end of, we'll still use the pool probably up until October. But, the volleyball games, the kids are all back in school and, things are busy for everybody. I do not know what this thing is. I thought, I'm just going to let it grow and see what it is. And all of that's coming out too. So, anyway, big changes to come back here. Not sure when. We're hoping to get started on it within the 6 months, but we'll see. But definitely going to move my garden back up to where it was. So, speaking of that, let me just take you up and show you how my orchard's doing. Well, it wouldn't be a trip to the orchard without stopping in Fairy Garden first. Poor American Beauty Bush definitely needs water, but we have 0 water. I think our water's totally off, honey. He just got back from Home Depot. You can go check it, but I'm pretty sure it's off. Okay. It was just a little bit ago. Look how dry that ground is out there. But anyway, American Beauty Bush definitely needs water. Because we didn't have a trickle in the house. Well, it may just be the line ended up. Yeah, there's not a trickle. We have watered, guys, just enough to keep everything limping along. He and I both are from areas of the country where you can grow stuff fairly easily, and we both love the lush look. And so, yeah, it's not the way it is here, and we kind of try to make it that way, which is our fault. But, look at this canyon daisy. It's just they're both suffering. And these are desert plants. So, crazy. but it is so dry. But this week, I think our high is only supposed to be 99 degrees. So, okay, that's better than 110. I'll take it. But yeah, everything needs a little loving. And over there's our area. So anyway, let's go to the orchard. So I do water the orchard. It's looking good. The grapes are doing okay. Of course, I didn't have any grapes this year. And I will rework all of this winter. And the peach trees, of course it is September 2nd. But look at my apple tree. It has just done so well. My new little plum tree here, it's holding its own. My peach here has grown and grown. And my nectarine. This little pear tree, not so sure about it. It really, really has struggled. Though that pear tree over where Ladybird is doing great. Other apple tree, it's kind of shaded. So I don't know. This is an old hackberry tree, which is what I've got protected down at the Elephant Garden. But they make great shade trees. And when you live in an area that doesn't have a lot of trees, trees are precious. And if God plants me a tree, well, I'm going to keep it. There is my bay leaf. I do harvest off of it and use it for cooking, culinary purposes. And looking back, those two peach trees, I water, I'll have to admit, I only water once a week. And they all get a fairly medium to light drip for 15 minutes each plant. So yes, Saturday morning, it takes me a long time to get this watered, but it's worth it to me because everything is looking pretty good at the end of the season, except that little pear tree. And honestly, I have to be honest, I planted the pear trees for the mister. He loves pears. Pears are the one fruit I do not like. I do not like pears. I won't say I hate pears because if I were starving, I would eat a pear. But I do not like pears. But I like everything else. So, and you know what? I am so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited that my plum tree is not going to have to be cut down to build a house right up here. So I will be putting my vegetable garden back up here. It will be done differently, but very similar to what it was. We're not sure yet. That old hackberry probably does have to go because we're not sure how wide and how big the guest house will be on that area. If we have to move my storage shed, we will. That's not a problem. But I am going to put my vegetable garden back up here. I will have shade cloths, whatever I need, but I'm just so happy that my plum tree does not have to go anywhere. Now watch, it'll die from old age just because I'm so excited it gets to stay. Because it is an old plum. I probably planted that plum tree 20 years ago. I know, Bird. We do believe, a family of skunks living under my storage building. You open the door and oh, it is skunky. And Ladybird it drives her crazy. She runs around that building just looking for everything. So, but anyway, I am sorry. This update is longer than I had meant it to be. But I was kind of excited about us finally making a true decision on what we were going to do up here. So anyway, I am going to leave you all with that. Happy Labor Day for those of us who are celebrating it. Enjoy your day off of work if you get it. And I will catch you up next week on how my zinnias are growing that I did the seeds this morning. And I'll show you how the green beans are going and growing and if there's any other updates to do around the place. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. Bye. Blessings to all of you.